Hello guys, Two Top Productions here. It's been a while since I brought you the Underdogs, so decided to do it again, and I'm on chapter 7 with you. So, here it is. 6 days later, Will's dad delivered the mail, including a letter addressed to Will. Will's breath seemed to get caught in his chest when he saw the return address. It was from New Balance. Will had written a letter to the CEO of the company after doing some research. It was his Hail Mary pass, with the clock running out, a whole season really on the line, that had kept him secretly hoping for days, the top secret plan he only shared with Tim. It was a crazy plan, he knew, one that would hopefully end with him and his teammates decked out in New Balance football shoes and jerseys and helmets that they'd provide for the team. A plan that ended with New Balance being their proud sponsor of this season in the way the Forbes Flyers had once been the sponsor of the high school team. Oh, Will knew that it was crazy, alright. But he knew it would have been crazier not to try to just sit there and feel sorry for himself and do nothing. He picked New Balance just because he'd always worn their football shoes. He found some email addresses on the internet, thinking they might be a little sketchy, but going with them anyway. Taking no chances, he also got the address of New Balance's corporate offices in Boston and sent the actual letter to Mr. Rob DeMartini and the company's CEO. Dear Mr. DeMartini, my name is Will Tyler, and I am 12 years old, and I live in a place called Forbes, Pennsylvania, near Ohio. I lived there with my dad because my mom died when I was 2. I'm going into the 7th grade, and I love football more than anything, except my dad. Last year I scored 16 rushing touchdowns, and my team went to the championship game in our league, the Super Bowl of the West River Football League. We lost to Castle Rock, where they made the bottled water because I fumbled on the last play of our game. From the time we lost, I have been thinking about getting a rematch with Castle Rock. That brings me to the purpose of my letter, that we've probably not got a chance to at a rematch or a chance to even compete for one because there's not enough money in our town's budget. Our season is ending before it even starts. Since you make New Balance shoes, you might know that we used to make Forbes Flyers here. Not we, like in my family, even though my grandfather and father worked there. Before our company went out of business and the factory closed, little by little, all the Forbes seemed to be closing too. Now it looks as if my teammates and I might be out of business because Forbes can't afford football anymore for our guys' age. So I was wondering, do you think you might possibly sponsor my team this season? I don't know how we could repay the money that it would cost $10,000, except by trying to do a New Balance proud in the way we would play. Nobody knows I am writing this letter to you, not even my dad. He's a proud man and doesn't like taking charity. He works hard every day, but I don't think of this asking for charity. I think of it asking for a chance to work hard for the game I love. Mr. Martin, my teammates and I feel like we got hit from the blind side. But my dad once told me it takes no talent to get knocked down, especially in a game like football. He said that it's how you get back up that counts. I'm asking for your help to give me and my teammates a chance to get back up. If you do, I will make a promise in your return. We will be a team that will make you stand up and cheer. Maybe we can even get our town to do the same thing. They could use it here. Thank you very much for taking the time to read this letter. My dad has always told me to speak from the heart, and that is what I tried to do. Very respectfully yours, Will Tyler. Now he was staring at the email address on the letter he held now in his hands. It didn't shake this way when a game was on the line. New Balance headquarters, 20 Guest Street, Brighton, Massachusetts, 02135-2088. Will was careful opening the envelope, even though his first impulse to rip it open like a Christmas present. He knew if somehow there was good news inside, he was going to want to keep everything intact. The letter was typed with Mr. DeMartini's signature at the bottom. Dear Will, as you can probably guess, we get a lot of letters of New Balance asking us for money from people all over the world, but I'm not sure I've ever received one that touched me quite like yours did, like it came straight from your heart to mine. And like me, you've probably seen the credit card commercials on TV where they give you a dollar value on a few items and then have something at the end where they call priceless. Well, I'm pretty sure that when I was your age, I would have considered my own football season priceless. That's why I consider having to pay only $10,000 for yours a bargain. Jim Davis, our chairman, is the old Middlebury college football player, and we both always shared a dream of owning a National Football League team. That may be little out of our reach, but when I showed him your letter, he said maybe it was about time New Balance owned a football team, even if it was in Forbes, Pennsylvania. Somebody from my office will contact your dad in the next few days, and he can give us the proper contacts to start out all of the details of sponsoring a team in your league. For now, go tell your friends and your coach that in the whole town, if you want to, there's going to be a season after all. I can't tell you how much I look forward to meeting you one of these days. Maybe at the championship game. I look forward to watching you carry the ball. Your new friend in football, Rob DeMarney. Will was by himself. When his dad had delivered the mail, he had just rung the doorbell like he always did, turned and waved. When he saw Will waving at him from his bedroom window, then he took the right at the end of the walk and headed up Valley to continue his route. No limping today, not with Will watching him. Will had raced down the stairs, having a feeling and not knowing why. He saw the letter, saw who it was from, took it into the kitchen, and sat down at the table to read it. He read every word, then finished. He went back and read the whole thing again, just to make sure he hadn't dreamed up the whole thing. His heart was pounding as if he'd just gone through the whole length of the field on a kickoff return, had just crossed the goal line. He took a deep breath, trying to calm himself, trying to be cool. Then he raised his right arm nearly to the ceiling, fist closed, pulled his arm down hard, the way Hannah Grayson had done after she made an insane kick in front of him. Yes, he shouted at the top of his voice, not caring whether the neighbors could hear him or not. And then yes, yes, yes. And this time he did the kind of crazy touchdown dance he never did on the field, dancing around like the small kitchen like a complete lunatic, banging his hip on the corner of the table and not caring. Not sure of the moment whether to laugh or cry. There was going to be a team, there was going to be a season. He thought sometimes a running back can complete a Hail Mary pass after all. He tried to call Tim, got his machine. Same with Chris Alo. Forget it, he thought. I'll get on my bike and go tell them to their faces. He would tell it to his teammates even if it took all day. A team in a season, in new uniforms and cleats, and real games after all. Yes, yes, yes. Will left the letter and envelope on the table, ran out the front door, took the same right up Valley that his dad had taken, knowing the route by heart from all the days when he'd walked with Joe Tyler. He was glad that Tim and Chris weren't home. Now that he thought about it, running at full speed to catch up with his dad should be the first one to know that it was still all right to believe in miracles, even in Forbes, Pennsylvania. The end of chapter 7, and it's going to be beginning chapter 8, and it's getting good. Mike Lupica, the Underdogs.